Right, let's talk about something that's been doing the rounds this week. Alan Shearer, Micah Richards, and a conversation about Alexander Isak that turned into pure gold on the Rest is Football podcast. And honestly, it perfectly sums up the madness we've been living through as Newcastle fans. I'm Rodrigo, and you're watching Newcastle Mania, the channel made by a supporter for supporters who are absolutely obsessed with Newcastle United. You blinked, and Newcastle became headline news everywhere. But here's the thing. This isn't just about what was said. It's about what it reveals. About how everyone sees us now. About double standards. And about how our club has become the center of attention in English football. But first, just a quick word. If you love Newcastle and want to stay on top of everything happening with our club, hit that subscribe button right now. It costs you nothing, helps massively, and makes all the difference to our growing black and white community. So, what actually happened? Alan Shearer, our legend, was on the Rest is Football with Gary Lineker and Micah Richards. They were talking about the Carabao Cup action, specifically Chelsea's dramatic 4-3 victory over Wolves at Molineux. Seemed innocent enough, right? But then Shearer brought up Jørgen Strand Larsen, the Norwegian striker, who was heavily linked with us over the summer. He mentioned how the transfer speculation probably hadn't helped Wolves this season, considering their rock bottom of the Premier League, without a single win from 9 games. And that's when Micah Richards pounced. He turned to Shearer and said, "You're talking about Liverpool unsettling Isak, but you unsettled Strand Larsen." Boom. The gloves were off. The hypocrisy card was played. And honestly, it was brilliant television because it exposed something we've all been thinking about for months now. Let's break down what Richards was getting at, because it's absolutely massive. Throughout last season and into the summer, there was constant noise about Liverpool wanting Alexander Isak. Every single week, there was another story, another exclusive, another claim that Liverpool were preparing a record-breaking bid. And when it finally happened, when Isak left for £125 million in what became the most expensive transfer in Premier League history, many Newcastle fans felt devastated. Not just because we lost our star striker, but because of how it all unfolded. The constant speculation, the unsettling reports, the feeling that our player's head had been turned. Liverpool got their man, but at what cost to us? That was the narrative, wasn't it? But here's where it gets interesting. Newcastle were doing exactly the same thing to Wolves with Strand Larsen. We were the ones putting in multiple bids. We were the ones creating the transfer saga. We were the ones potentially unsettling their player, whilst they were trying to prepare for a new season under Vitor Pereira. And Micah Richards called it out perfectly. He basically said, "It's all right when it works in your favor, isn't it?" Shearer's response? Classic Big Al. He kept a straight face and said, "I never mentioned that at all. You brought that up," before letting out a chuckle. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew he'd been caught. But that's the beauty of Shearer. He can take it as well as he gives it. Now, let's step back and look at the bigger picture here, because this conversation reveals so much about where Newcastle United are right now in the football landscape. We've become the club that everyone talks about. We're no longer the plucky underdogs, just happy to be in the Premier League. We're competing at the highest level. We're going after top players. We're the ones other clubs worry about. Remember when we were just grateful to sign Joelinton from Hoffenheim? Now we're the ones trying to prize away strikers from other Premier League clubs. That's the transformation we've undergone in just a few years under Eddie Howe and our ownership. But with that comes responsibility and scrutiny. When Liverpool came for Isak, we felt hard done by. We felt like the victim. But when we go after players like Strand Larsen, we're doing the exact same thing to another club. That's the reality of modern football, isn't it? Vitor Pereira said at the time, "Until now, Jørgen is our player. We'll see what happens." I understand football. Football is football. Every player has a price, I believe. Even Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo. He understood the game. He knew Newcastle's interest was serious. He knew what it meant for his squad preparation. And how has it worked out? Strand Larsen stayed at Wolves, but he struggled dramatically. 1 goal and 7 Premier League appearances. Meanwhile, Wolves are in free fall without a single victory. Did our pursuit unsettle him? Possibly. Did it contribute to their poor start? Who knows? But you can't deny the parallels with our own situation. And speaking of parallels, let's talk about how the Isak transfer has actually played out. Because here's something that might surprise you. He hasn't exactly set Anfield alight, has he? £125 million. Record-breaking fee. One of the most talented strikers in world football. And what's he produced? For Premier League appearances, 0 goals, 1 assist. His only goal came in a Carabao Cup tie against Championship side Southampton. Now, I'm not saying he won't come good. Of course he will. Isak is world-class. But it does make you wonder, doesn't it? All that speculation, all that unsettling, all that money, and Liverpool still haven't seen the best of him. Meanwhile, we've moved on. We brought in Jon Wissa from Brentford and Nick Woltmade from Stuttgart. And whilst Wissa has been sidelined with a knee injury, Woltmade has been absolutely sensational. 6 goals and 11 appearances across all competitions. He's already a fan favorite. The lad's 23 years old and playing like he's been here for years. Our front line against Spurs in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday. Ruthless. Fabian Schär and Woltmade scored in a 2-0 victory that secured our 4th win in 5 matches. We're flying. We're confident. We're looking dangerous. Did losing Isak hurt? Absolutely. But have we recovered? You better believe it. So what does this conversation between Shearer and Richards actually tell us? I think it's this. Newcastle United have arrived. We're not the victim anymore. We're not the club that just accepts whatever happens to us. We're active participants in the transfer market. We're competing for the same players as the big boys. And sometimes, we're the ones doing the unsettling. Is that hypocritical? Maybe. But it's also football. Every club does it. Liverpool did it to us. We did it to Wolves. Chelsea do it to everyone. Manchester City have been doing it for over a decade. That's the game. The difference now is that Newcastle are relevant enough to be part of that conversation. We're not on the outside looking in anymore. We're at the table. We're making moves. We're a threat. And you know what? I love it. I love that we're ambitious. I love that we're going after top players. I love that Eddie Howe has built something special here, where players want to come and be part of what we're building. Yes, we lost Isak. Yes, that stung. But look at where we are now. Look at Woltmade. Look at our recent form. Look at the fact that we're having conversations about whether we unsettled another club's player, not the other way around. That's progress, isn't it? The exchange between Shearer and Richards was funny, sharp, and perfectly encapsulated the weird position we find ourselves in as Newcastle fans. We want to compete at the highest level, but we also want everyone to play fair with us. We want to sign top players from other clubs, but we don't want anyone coming for ours. Welcome to being a big club again. This is what it feels like. The scrutiny, the debates, the double standards, the hypocrisy. It's all part of it. But I'll take this version of Newcastle United every single day of the week. Because at least we're relevant. At least we're in the conversation. At least we matter again. Sunday, we face West Ham at the London Stadium. Another chance to keep this momentum going. Another chance to show everyone that Newcastle United aren't just back, we're here to stay. If you enjoyed this video and want more Newcastle content just like this, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss an upload. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Shearer-Richards debate. Were we hypocrites for going after Strand Larsen? Or is this just how football works now? I'm Rodrigo, this is Newcastle Mania, and I'll see you in the next one. Ho away the lads.